Euclid's Elements, Book 4, Proposition 7. About a given circle to circumscribe a square. So let's have a given circle, and our goal is to circumscribe a square around this circle. So our first step is to find a diameter, and let's call that AC. And then and to do that, we're going to then find the center, bisect that, find the center, and then we're going to create another diameter at right angles. So this is going to be at right angles all the way around, and we're going to call this BD. All right. So create AC and BD diameters at right angles or perpendicular to each other. That's our first step. And then at each of these points, we're going to draw a line tangent to this point A. So we're going to invoke the porism. So the second step, we're going to invoke the porism of Prop 16, and the porism says that if anything at right angles to the diameter will be a tangent or a touching line. So we're going to create a tangent here at A, here a tangent at D, a tangent at C, and a tangent here at B, and then extend those lines until they intersect. So we're going to create, let's call this FG, GH, and HK, and KF. So we're going to create FG that's tangent to A, all right, and GH tangent to B, and HK tangent to C, and KF tangent to D. And then we're going to recognize, using Book 3, Prop 18, that when we have a tangent line, it intersects this diameter at a right angle. So if we didn't already know that through construction, we now know it through Prop 18. Now this is really not drawn very well, is it? But so these are all right angles. Okay. So we have all right angles at A, B, C, and D. Now let's take a look. Now we've constructed what looks like a square, and that's what we're going to spend the rest of our time doing here, is proving that we have constructed a square that touches the circumference of this circle. And that will be, if we can prove that, then our proof will be done. So now we need to establish that we have a square. So the first thing we're going to do is prove that the sides are equilateral, and then we're going to prove that the angles are all equal, which means equiangular. And if we have that, if we have a quadrilateral that is equilateral and equiangular, then by definition it's a square. All right, so our fourth step is to recognize this. So let's look at A, G, B, and let's call this center here F. No, we'll call it E. Already used F. So we have, look at this figure here. We have a quadrilateral, and we know that this angle is right, and this angle is right. So we have a line falling on two lines making the same side interior angles equal to two right angles. So since we know these two angles are right angles, using Prop 128, same side interior angles equal 180 degrees, or two right angles, it means that this line and this line are parallel. So GF is parallel to BD. And we can use the exact same logic to show that because these two same side interior angles are equal to two right angles, that BD is parallel to HK. And we can remember that when two lines are parallel to the same line, they're parallel to one another. That's Prop 30. Therefore, GF is parallel to HK. So that's what we really care about. This line and this line are parallel. Now we can use the exact same logic to show, so for example, we know this angle and this angle are equal to two right angles, therefore they're same side interior angles, therefore this line is parallel to this line. We can use the same thing here, showing that these two are parallel, so that this is parallel to this. And if these two lines are parallel to the same lines, then they're parallel to one another. So we can also show that GH is parallel to FK. Which means we have a four-sided figure, a quadrilateral, where we have two sets of parallel sides. So that is the definition of a parallelogram. And we can use the definition. So we know that one of the features of a parallelogram, according to Prop 34 of Book 1, is that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal to each other. So since these are opposite sides of the parallelogram, we know that GF is equal now in length to HK. So not only are they parallel here, so the GF is equal to HK. And likewise, GF is equal to FK, its opposite side. So this side is equal to this side. And we know already, right, that in these smaller parallelograms, so if we took this parallelogram, right, we would know that this side, GF, would be equal to BD. And we also know that BD and AC are equal to each other. So if we looked at this parallelogram, GC, we would see that GH has to be equal to AC. But AC and BD are equal to each other. Therefore, not only are these sides equal to one another, they are all equal to each other. Therefore, we can say all four of these sides are equal. So all of these sides are equilateral. Because these two sides which are equal to this diameter, and these two sides which are equal to this diameter, and these two diameters are equal, therefore all four of my sides in blue here are equal. So we've established that this quadrilateral is equilateral. Now all we have to do is prove that it is equiangular, and we're home free. And that is fairly easily done. So all we have to do is look at any smaller, so let's look at this as a smaller quadrilateral, as a parallelogram. We know it's a parallelogram because we know all the sides are parallel. And one of the features we know, again, of parallelograms is that the opposite angles are equal. So not only opposite sides equal to each other, opposite angles are equal to each other, which means that this angle and this angle have to be equal to each other. Well, this we already know was constructed at a right angle, therefore this is a right angle. And we can use the exact same logic to show that because this is a right angle, then this must be a right angle. And this is a right angle, therefore this is a right angle. This is a right angle, therefore its opposite side. This is a right angle. By using each of these smaller parallelograms. Thus, in the larger parallelogram, the blue lines are all four equal, and the green angles are all four equal, they're all right angles. Therefore, we have a quadrilateral, which is both equilateral and equiangular, which is the definition of a square. Therefore, about a given circle, namely circle ABCD, we have constructed we have circumscribed a square, FGHK, that is circumscribed around that circle. And that's what we were supposed to do. And since it's construction proof, we conclude QEF.